For 800 years, sailors risked everything to tell a terrifying story only to be ignored. They spoke of a monster from the deepest oceans, a creature so massive it could drag entire ships into the dark. And yet, to my astonishment, sailors from Norway, Iceland, Portugal, and even Japan all described the same thing. When asked to show what they had seen, they drew lines in the sand, on ship walls, and on wooden boards. Every sketch matched. Every detail pointed to the same monster, the Kraken. Behind every fear, every whispered warning, every lost ship. But the Kraken wasn't just a story, it was a warning. And what it warned us about was far bigger than anyone could imagine. Picture yourself as a 13th century sailor, far from land, waves smashing against your ship. You spot what looks like an island. Relief washes over you until it moves. Tentacles massive as tree trunks rise from the ocean, wrapping around your ship. This wasn't a single hallucination. Sailors from distant oceans told almost identical stories. Eyes wide with fear, hands trembling, they drew the shapes of the tentacles, the size, the power, all matching. And the name whispered on trembling lips? Kraken. People laughed, of course. They said sea monsters aren't real, but what these sailors saw was so consistent, so terrifying that one could only wonder, were they all seeing the same thing? Centuries passed. Then, in the 1800s, giant rubbery carcasses washed ashore in New Zealand, Newfoundland, and near the Canary Islands. In 1861, the French ship Alacton tried to capture one. They only managed a piece of the tail before it sank. Scientists named it Architeuthis deuce, the giant squid. These creatures can reach 46 feet long, with eyes as big as dinner plates. Those terrifying tentacles the sailors sketched, real enough to grab and crush a ship. Suddenly, centuries-old stories didn't seem so impossible. They weren't just tales, they were glimpses of a very real, very enormous creature. But the giant squid didn't close the book on ocean mysteries. It opened a new one. Only 5 to 15% of the oceans are explored, meaning over 85% remains hidden. Every expedition brings back creatures we couldn't imagine. Glowing sharks, giant jellyfish, predators bigger than small boats. And the Kraken? Maybe Architeuthis deuce was only a warm-up. Its cousin, the one that terrified sailors centuries ago, might still roam the depths, silent and deadly. Every animal has relatives. Tigers have leopards, elephants had mammoths. Why shouldn't the ocean? Sailors described a creature unlike anything they'd known. Science shows nature can make giants. The colossal squid weighs up to 700 kilograms, with tentacles armed with razor-sharp hooks. Sperm whales carry scars from epic battles with these deep-sea monsters. If such creatures exist, what else lurks in the 95% unexplored ocean? Some say the Kraken is extinct. Maybe it is. But in those crushing depths, far from sunlight and human curiosity, extinction isn't guaranteed. Survival there is silent, invisible, relentless. Today, we've caught a glimpse of the Kraken's legacy, but the ocean keeps its secrets. Every shadow, every sudden movement in the deep reminds us that legends aren't always wrong. Some monsters refuse to be caught on camera, and if a creature like the Kraken could exist, could there be even bigger predators lurking? If you thought the Kraken was scary, you might want to check out what stalked the oceans long before humans even existed, the megalodon.